Hey there everyone! YouTube Pagan Challenge Week 8. Prompt is, do you have and or how do you find a patron or matron? So for this question I'm going to say, do I have a matron? Yes, I do. It is Frigg of the Norse mythology. Do I have a patron? No, not yet. And how to find a matron or patron? My take on this is there's no rush, and when you need them, they'll find you. After all, they are basically parental in nature, in my opinion, and they know when you need them. So how I found Frigga, is kind of interesting because years ago, and this was even before I started working with her, before I decided on my pantheon, I went to some sort of a energy workshop with a friend of mine. I don't remember where or what it was, but it was kind of fun, and one of the activities was finding or meeting your spirit guides, I think it was. And so the person working with me said that she felt kind of an energy of such and such a shape, I guess male, female. She gave me some little details about this energy that she felt near me as my guide. And she said she thought it was Bridget. And the minute she said that, in my head, I thought, no, it's not, it's Freya. Where that came from, I don't know. So initially, the matron who found me was Freya, and she was just kind of in the background for a while. I got a little statue. I looked up some information on her, and you know, she's fun. I really didn't work with her much though, so she was just kind of in the background. And at some point over time, as said, this was years ago, at some point along the way, she kind of morphed. She kind of changed into Frigga. Now, I relate more to Frigga, and I don't know exactly when that happened, and I still use the same little statue. As mentioned in another video, I consider them basically the same. My previous kind of worldview as far as pantheon and deities was that I didn't like the idea of working with a pantheon because I wasn't really used to this idea of personifying deity and energy. My idea is that deity is what it is. It's not male, it's not female, it's not Hindu, it's not Norse, it's not whatever. So I really didn't like the idea of personifying deity. But I've kind of come to terms with that more recently, and I've decided, you know, we all have archetypes. Individually, we all have personalities within us. We all wear different masks depending on what the scenario is. You know, your mom is your mom to you, a wife to her husband, a worker to her boss. You know, we're all multiple things. So I began to kind of be okay with the idea that deity can show up to me with different faces, mainly if I need it in order to help me understand something that I'm trying to work on. So when I need a mother, Frigga is who will be there. When I need a wise one or a father, Odin will be there. When I need strength, Thor, you know? And it makes sense to me now, and I'm okay with it now. So that's how that came about. So I first had Freya in the background, and at some point she kind of morphed into Frigga, and I have been working a little bit with her. She's the one that basically I dedicate my home to. I ask her to watch my home if I'm not here. I light incense to her and a candle. I try to every morning. I'm not always good, but I do try to do that. And she's kind of my matron at the moment. As to a patron, I don't have one yet. Not that I don't want one, but it's just not been something that ever came up. I, as said, was not using pantheons. And when I do feel that I need a little bit more masculine energy with what I'm working on, usually someone temporary will show up to help. Something like my, I work with my grandfather now that he's passed away. Or, just a generic father figure that I kind of connect to. But I don't currently have a patron. And hopefully that will change in the future. I think the main reason for that right now is I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out who I am, my place on this earth as a woman, what that means to me, what that means as far as stereotypes and the world that I'm living in. So I've been working a lot with the divine feminine. So I think as I get a better grasp on that, I think the window will open a little bit for more masculinity coming in the form of a patron and gaining the wisdom, the fatherly wisdom that I know is also very important to me. How to find them? As said, I don't know of how you actually find them unless you take some time. You can sit in meditation, cast a spell, and just say, hey, whoever's out there for me, I would really like to meet you. Right? That's the best way I know to do it, is just ask. And when you ask, usually they'll show up. I never had to ask. When I needed someone there for me, they were there. So either way, you could take the patient route, or if you really want to seek out your matron or patron, then do that with offerings, with prayer, with incense, with asking, however you feel you can, show them that they're needed in your life and that you want to be there for them as well in terms of honoring them is a good way. All right, thanks very much for joining me. I think that's it for this month. Yes, that's it for this month. So I will see you next month with more check-ins for the Pagan Challenge. Talk to you then. Bye.